Welcome to Salute to the Years, where my family and I discuss everything Disney, from parks, food, and rides to travel tips, movies, and more. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Salute to the Years. I am your host, Jeremy Simon, coming to you from a winter wonderland right now. It's frozen.
Yeah.
And I'm joined by my daughter, Brooklyn.
Hi.
So, yeah, it's a little cold outside.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, we've been getting a little snow. I think tonight's supposed to be like -2 with like a wind chill of like -10 or 15. So,
Yeah, like all the trees look like Arendelle. Like whenever in Frozen, the like, oh my gosh, what do you call it? The fountain freezes. Like, and it looks like all the trees kind of look like that. Like they look like literally branches at my school. We could touch them. They're like breaking off because they're all frozen.
Everything is frozen and white, and it's not going to thaw out anytime soon, and it's only just going to keep getting worse.
Yeah.
With more cold, more snow.
Yeah.
And we keep getting this weird little freezing mist stuff going on. I don't think it's supposed to get above like 10 degrees for like the next 5 or 6 days.
Yep.
So, hey, all of you up in the north, you can have your weather back.
Yeah.
I'm done with it. So, yeah, and it's been kind of a crazy couple weeks.
Yeah.
You're rolling around with that crazy thing on your hand.
Yeah. I broke my fingers, so.
Yeah, broke your fingers.
Broke my knuckle, but.
Yeah, playing dodgeball.
Yeah, I went to go catch it, but I never catch anything, and so my fingers.
Oh, that's a lie.
No, it's not.
Everybody says you're good at dodgeball.
Not really.
Oh.
Everybody else is just bad.
I'd ask you if you could dodge a wrench, but you wouldn't understand. Sorry, a movie you haven't seen.
Okay.
So, yeah. But, no, you can't find that one on Disney+.
Dang
But, talking about Disney+, that's what we're talking about today.
Yep, we got series ideas.
Yep, series ideas. So we're each going to come up with a few ideas, kind of explain them a little bit. I don't know if this will be a real long podcast episode, but hey, it's some ideas.
Yeah.
It's some ideas and just kind of some stuff we've kind of said, hey, this would be a good series.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Also, we have some Valentine's Day stuff out in the parks. A little bit.
Yeah,
some foods.
There's a little bit. It looks like a lot of cupcakes.
A lot of cupcakes.
There's always going to be some merch of like Mickey and Minnie, especially around Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Daisy and Donald. Some of the princes and princesses.
Yeah.
But it's not as much as what you would think. They really should be able to market it pretty well, but there's not as much there as what you would think. But food-wise, snack-wise, it looks like a lot of cupcakes, some fairly generic ones. There's a lot of sprinkles.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sprinkles.
There is one at Sprinkles, though,
Yeah.
too, so.
Right. So looks like you can find a lot of them over in Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit over in Magic Kingdom, and then again over in Disney Springs.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you can find a lot.
Now, correct us if we're wrong if you can find them in Hollywood Studios.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure there's stuff over there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot on it. Valentine's Day. It just isn't one of those holidays that they go crazy on, which is weird because it's usually a long weekend.
Mm-hmm. It's
Right?
like, I have a 5-day weekend this week.
Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people got, what is that, President's Day off?
Yep. And then
So
it's
a busy weekend.
Conferences.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend. So, long weekend. So it's a little bit going to be a little bit busier in the parks. It's all
yeah.
wait time starting to peak back up.
They dipped down so low, though, at one point.
Like last week and the week before that, it was actually probably the last 3 weeks. They'd been really low, and now I see that they're kind of coming back up today. Part of it was due to weather and cold, and it's just the post-holiday low.
This just seems like true Florida. It was, 50 degrees, maybe a little bit above that, and there was people swimming at Fort Wilderness.
Heated pool.
I know.
Heated
that's
pool.
just crazy to me.
Yeah. So I don't think they were true people of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Floridians. But anyway, they had to be probably somewhere else, and that's what one of the things they'd probably been looking forward to is swimming in the pool. So no matter the temperature, I think they were probably getting in.
Yeah. It's like we went on Splash Mountain, and it was like Probably around there. Like
Yeah.
maybe a little bit below
No, we've been
that.
down in January and February before where it's been
Yeah.
cold. We've been down there before where it was actually below freezing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cold.
Yeah.
It was cold.
We went to escape the cold, and then we found the cold.
Yep. We brought it with us from the north.
Yeah. Were you living in New York at that time?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
when we went down. We were living up at Fort Drum,
Mm-hmm.
and then went down. So it was around this time because
Well, that was the trip that we went jumping in the puddles, right?
we've done that quite a few times.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So anytime it rains, that's where you can play in the rain. It's Disney World. You can't play in the rain there. Where can you play in the rain?
Mm-hmm.
Now we went on Valentine's Day because you and Jackson were giving Valentine's, or more so
Yeah.
Jackson, because you were still scared to death of all the characters until we went to Tusker House. And I think it was either Donald or Goofy that finally broke the ice.
Really?
And
Probably Goofy. I probably thought he was hilarious. I was like, why is your nose so big?
so they finally broke the ice because you had been screaming bloody murder around
Aw.
and you were scared to death. So, yeah, with that, what is your first idea of a series?
So, most of you guys know, probably one of my favorite movies of all time is Brave.
Yep, good movie.
Really is. But in the movie, Merida has three little brothers who the whole movie are getting in the mischief.
Wee little lads.
The wee little lads. I just feel like I wish they would have been more part of the movie. Or we would have seen something after the movie. So I would like to see, like, series of them, like, getting into trouble.
Right, like shorts. You want shorts
Yeah,
with
like,
them,
I
right?
want shorts. Like, they steal food in the movie. Like, that's one of their big things. They
Yeah.
literally catapult themselves.
Right, yeah, they're pretty creative when they go to steal food.
Yeah.
So, but you want a short, like all the Mater shorts that there was.
Yes.
They're
like
only
the Mater
like
shorts.
5 to maybe 10 minutes
Yeah.
long.
I just thought in the beginning of Brave, when probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie is when she's trying to shoot a bow and arrow. I think that'd be cool to see them try to do that.
Trying to learn how to shoot
Yeah,
or
the three of
swing
them,
a sword
Or swing a sword or ride a horse.
Right.
Like Size of Angus, think.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Watching them pull pranks on the people that were working there in the
Yeah.
castle.
Like it starts with an M and I do not remember it.
Right. I forgot her name too. But they were pulling pranks on their dad.
Yeah, like they tied into the table. The
Mm-hmm.
dogs are very. They didn't pull. They pulled a prank on their dad, but they really helped the dogs. I mean,
Right. So, yeah, that'd be fun. Watching them run around, get into everything.
yeah.
You could do all kinds of things. That'd be fun. It's
Mm-hmm.
watching them fish out the stream.
Yeah.
All kinds of things that they could do and
Or
get into
discovering things that Merida did secretly.
trouble. Right. Then I think you could do some of them too with them as the bears.
Yeah, because there's a big chunk of the movie, probably a whole day, when they're bears,
Yeah.
and
We don't know what they
literally
were
the
doing.
scene where you see them as bears is they're messing with the stuffed animals. Like, when I mean stuffed animals, I mean like hunted animals.
Right.
And like mixing them together. What is that called again?
Taxidermy?
Yeah, and they're like 6-year-olds, so.
Right. No, it'd be fun. I think
Yeah.
it'd be a cute series. It'd be entertaining.
Yeah.
If it got released all at once, you'd probably watch them all in one day.
Oh, I'd get it done like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it knocked out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my first one is I want a series that has to do with Indiana Jones. Okay?
Okay.
But not World War II Indiana Jones and not Shia LaBeouf or whatever his name is, who was his son in the last Indiana Jones movie, which wasn't particularly good. I'm like, okay, how can I spin this around so that we can make this a series? So I figured this out. Okay? So I want it to be Indiana Jones's either granddaughter or probably more like great-granddaughter, okay? Mm-hmm. She finds his journals, all of his writings and
That'd be
books
cool.
in the attic. And she was already into archaeology.
Man, you really thought about this,
I
didn't
did.
you?
I did. And then it like fast forwards to her like getting done with college,
Yeah.
being an archaeologist and following those journals. And there's
Yeah.
things in there that he wanted to go and find.
And she's gonna go and
Right.
find them.
Then she's going to go and find it. And like he always fought the Nazis, or then in the last one it was the communist Russians,
Yeah.
Soviet Union. So there's going to have to be some secret society that she's always running into that is plotting against her. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have action and all the things that Indy had.
Yeah.
But now she's going to run into too, as well.
That'd be cool.
Right.
You probably thought about this when Nala was bothering us.
No.
No.
This was
When at work.
earlier. Yeah. So it just kind of started pouring out. I think you could have all kinds of things that she's looking for, whether it's for like something with like Noah's Ark or
Yeah.
it could be all kinds of different things. Maybe Indy was looking for
Lost
that they
cities,
never
like
find.
lost
Lost cities
cities.
or
Tombs or like there's the whole scene in Indiana Jones. One thing he's scared of is snakes.
snakes. Yep. Nope. She has to be
I
scared
don't
of
blame him.
snakes.
I don't blame him.
No.
Probably one of my biggest fears.
Yep. Don't like snakes.
After bees and wasps, that's my thing. I don't care how many times you tell me to stand
You
still.
don't like mice either.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Your list is growing.
Yeah. Probably the biggest one though was bees and wasps. Like I don't know why. I don't care how much you tell me just to stand still. The sound just freaks me out.
Right.
I don't know why.
You do. You take off, and then you won't. If they're anywhere by the door, you won't go in and out that door for a while.
No.
So okay, so she'd be afraid of snakes, traveling the world.
Or maybe
I'd say
something.
it's
even-
almost like a Tomb Raider, but it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to still tie it into maybe she's remembering. Maybe he was still alive when she was a little bitty girl.
Yeah.
And so Harrison
Listening
Ford
to his
comes
tales.
back and he's telling her stories. And that's what
Or-
got her interested in it.
Yeah. Or he'd come back and like actually reading the journal, like doing those scenes again.
Right.
Or like
So-
you can see him writing the journal.
Or he's just like telling her that story in that part. Because, I mean, I know
You could
Harrison
ev-
Ford's going to
yeah.
do another movie, but
You could even do like where he wants his future like great grandkids or grandkids or whatever to
Right.
see this.
yeah.
So
So there's ways to still tie him into it, and I'd love if they could. I think it'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
now,
But
do
I
you
don't.
show him dying in the series or no?
No, I don't
No,
think
too
so.
sad.
No,
Too sad.
yeah, I don't think you.
Yeah. Only time I've ever seen him cry was at Endgame. And I was like
I didn't
sobbing.
cry with Endgame.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
I saw like a couple drops go down.
What are you talking about? You were
When
seeing things.
When Iron Man died, you were very, very sad because you knew one of the classics was going to die and two of the classics died.
I had already seen that movie by the time you'd seen it.
Probably.
Yeah, but we're not going to kill off Indy. We're not going to show him dying. Plus,
Yeah.
there's another Indiana Jones movie coming out. So unless they kill
Yeah.
him off in that,
Ooh, maybe Disney's already thought of your idea and that's the movie that's going to come
I
out.
don't know. Maybe. Maybe. So that's it. One good adventure series,
Mm-hmm.
I think. It kind of, especially if they can keep you on leave you on a cliffhanger each
Yeah.
week coming back.
Kind of like Mando.
Kind of like Mando.
Mando's isn't that big of cliffhanger, but it
Yeah.
still doesn't, especially between seasons.
Or you haven't really watched WandaVision. WandaVision leaves you
I-
wondering what's going to happen next, and it
I
has questions where
I don't do very well with movies where you have to like pay super close attention, or like shows we have to pay like super close attention
Yeah.
to. Because the one time I go to the bathroom or the one time I do something, I miss the like most important part.
yeah. So, but that's one good action series. Do you have an action series?
I'd call it like action, but it's kind of fantasy.
Okay.
This is a Disney series book. One of my favorite books of all time. It's a series,
Yep,
but
good
it's called
series.
Kingdom Keepers. And basically, these kids sign up to be hologram tours at Disney.
Okay.
And they turn, like, at night, when they go to sleep, they basically go to the parks.
Right.
They start slowly turning into their DHIs,
So
which are Disney
Disney
holograms.
yeah. And so what their job is, as the holograms, is they lead tour groups through.
Yeah.
Starts off Magic Kingdom and then expands to all the parks.
It
right?
even expands Animal Kingdom.
Right. And then, like you said, at night, they end up, once they go to sleep, they pop up in these parks at night.
Yeah.
But in their part hologram and part person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, two of them are, as far as I know right now. But one of our traditions is me and my dad read it together right before we go to Disney. Like the couple months before leading up to going on our Disney trip. Now, because he went by himself...
I went with your mom.
Well, I'm sorry. I just got left out of the whole situation. But we didn't get to read it together.
So, what do they do at night when they show up at the parks?
So basically, they have this button that whenever they're in trouble...
Okay, why would they be in trouble?
I was getting to that.
Okay.
So, you know, like all the Disney villains, all the Disney animatronics, all Disney wax figures, all like on all the rides, they basically come to life. Even Stitch.
Yep. So basically, what it is, you have the villains who are the bad guys. All the villains are bad guys.
They're called Overtakers.
Overtakers. Yep. The main one and the first one
is Maleficent.
Well, Maleficent. Yeah. So.
And it goes all the way up to Ursula.
Right. But within the parks, all the animatronics come to life. Some of them are good. Yeah. Some of them are bad. Same thing with the characters. Some are good. Some are bad.
Yeah. It is. I would definitely say action with some of the scenes. Like, It's a Small World. You're probably guessing what that's about.
Okay, how would you make this into a series?
So, basically, it would be a pretty long... One season would be one book.
Right.
But it would be like 1 or 2 chapters each episode.
It would have to be, because there's like 30-some chapters in each book. Like,
it'd probably be more than 2.
Right.
But basically, I'd make it so every different episode, maybe you see it from somebody else's point of view. Well, it is from the main, like, obviously probably from the main, but, like, you see more of these characters in this episode.
Yeah, I think you could follow along with how the book goes pretty closely and still get some of that. I mean, Finn's the main... Finn is the main character.
And there's Amanda, and there's... Oh my gosh. Why can't I think of this?
Yeah, I just drew a blank on them too.
That's the main character.
Right. Charlene.
What's the nerd one?
Philby. And then, oh boy. Anyway, there's like 5 of them to start off with.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on like half of them. So.
Right. And then more come along the way. And then the old guy.
Yeah. Wayne.
Wayne, there you go.
Of course, I draw his name, but like the main characters I can't think of.
Wayne, who is the one who's responsible for getting them into this situation.
Yeah.
And is
now he's disappeared.
He knows what's been going on with the Overtakers for years and is one of the last people there that knew Walt.
Yes.
So.
Anyway, because of all like the stay-at-home stuff of quarantine, you can also get an Audible. That's how we originally started like.
Well, I read it with your brother first, and then I started reading it with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because we have all 5 books.
Oh, there's more books than that.
There's also a Disneyland version, but we haven't read it.
Yeah, because they go from Disney World to the cruise ships over to Disneyland. So, yeah, there's plenty to do.
But the Disneyland ones aren't called Kingdom Keepers. It's called something else.
There's been a couple different times where they've talked about doing a series or movies with them, and it just
they
keeps
were
getting
really
scratched.
close. Yeah, they were really close to doing it, and then COVID happened, and they said we can't do this.
So no, but I think that would be a great series.
Yeah, there's a lot of like action and fantasy and like events where you're like, oh, what's gonna happen next? And there's a lot of cliffhangers between chapters. But overall, great series, great book.
Nope, I love any kind of action series.
And
like
especially
that.
It's Disney. It's like the best of both worlds.
Right.
Like, it's kind of, you're kind of wondering what's happening next.
Yeah.
Although it's one of the saddest moments of my life happened in that book.
Well, Yeah.
I'm
But-
a huge Stitch fan, and if you read the book, you'll find out what
So-
happened. But
Yeah. But you can also find lots of like Disney history in those
Yeah.
books too, of just things you don't realize. And
yeah,
after reading them, you go and look for it. You're like, oh, yep, there,
that
it's there.
yeah, that's there.
So
But the one out the Stitch incident I talk about is in book 4, so don't be going to book 1 and being like, oh,
that's I like an action series,
yeah,
stuff that keeps you on the edge of your seat. But then I also like documentaries. I really like the Imagineering series.
yeah.
Very informative.
I have a feeling where you're going at this.
Yeah. I think I would like to do a documentary on the 9 Old Men.
Yeah.
Really give people a good idea of how it really started.
Yeah.
From the animation, the early animation, Snow White. And
If you don't know who those are like Walt's buddies that like literally created Disney.
Yeah, they were the guys he really trusted to do the animation of the movies, and really the ones who came up with a lot of the ideas for Disneyland,
Yes.
and then a lot of that stuff that translated over
I think
into
half
Disney
of
World.
yeah, a lot of them.
So I would really love to see what each one of them was like in their
Yeah.
stories, and some of the interviews that they've done with.
Now, would it be like every episode's a different person?
Absolutely. So it'd be like
Yeah.
9 episodes long.
Okay.
And really what they've done through animation to what they did with rides at Disneyland. Like Mark Davis, when you start
Yeah.
talking about him, he's done so much at Disneyland with like Pirates and Haunted Mansion, just so many of the classics. And I'd really want to see kind of what made them tick.
Yeah. I mean, like, who comes up with Pirates of the Caribbean? Like, you hear Pirates of the Caribbean, you automatically know what they're talking about, either the movies or the ride.
Right.
But then, like, who thinks of that? You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Like, who has the creative enough mind?
Well, it went through
think of
several
that.
different.
It went to several different things.
Yeah, and
And there
how
was
it
even
gonna
one
go.
where it was going to be, like, scary. It was
Yeah,
gonna
somewhat.
be
It was
more-
going to be a walkthrough for
Yeah.
the longest time.
Yeah. Same
Up-
with Haunted Mansion.
up until the World's Fair, and then that's when he decided to change it over to the boats.
Yep. Same with, not the World's Fair, but Haunted Mansion
It was going to
was
be a walkthrough.
originally, Walt had his mind set on that Haunted Mansion to be a walkthrough.
Yep.
And because it's a haunted house. But he got the best of both worlds with the walkthrough queue,
Yep.
with the stretching room, which
that
is sadly
one-
not
yep,
open.
And that one changed so many times.
Yeah.
So many times, which is part of the reason why it took so long for it to open up.
And fun fact, it is actually based on real houses.
Yep.
And like castles and stuff like that.
Mansions down
Yeah.
south, so it's not exact replicas. They just kind of take bits and pieces.
I don't know why I said castles, but
I don't know, because Magic Kingdom and Disney, and they have a
Yeah.
castle. So
but like particularly Victorian era, because Haunted
Mm-hmm.
Mansion is Victorian era. So
yeah, no, I think it would be an interesting series. Kind of really give people a much bigger idea of
Yeah.
where the artistry and the animation and the really some of the first Imagineers really got their start.
yeah, I mean, like, you think of starting Disney, and I'm not saying this in a rude way, but like you think of Walt Disney.
Right.
Walt did so much to protect them and make sure that they got an equal amount, and I feel like that series would like help
Right.
get it out there, because
Yep.
like you
No.
like, I feel like they're always underappreciated.
No,
I feel like
They knew Walt's name was the company.
yeah.
All the work that they did, they knew that Walt Disney was going to
Yeah.
get the credit.
And like maybe after the 9 Old Men, the next generation after that,
Right.
and then after that,
Yep. You just got to keep
like
passing that
all the way
info
up to
on.
like now or Mike Eisner or
Right.
anything like that. So
Yeah. So, do you have any other series? Any other ideas of any? Maybe.
So I don't necessarily love to get into Marvel a whole
Right.
ton, but I don't know if I'm the only person. But what about like Ant-Man's daughter while he was gone?
Yeah.
She said she's been living alone. like,
Yeah, what was it like for her once
and she's not the only one.
Right.
Like, what was it like for people back on Earth between Infinity War and Endgame?
Yeah, that could be interesting. It could be very sad.
It would be very sad, but it would give you so much information.
Yeah, I think it probably would.
And
I
you
think
you
could even follow some of the superheroes,
yeah,
some of the Avengers that didn't disappear.
yeah,
Like, what have they been doing? Like,
yeah,
what happened to Cap during those times? Like, you like see him like in that support group or whatever,
yeah.
but he's not really out doing some of this stuff that
I mean, like, can you
some
imagine
of the
the
other characters are.
pressure having to announce that?
Yeah.
There's a sense of like, well, maybe this happened, and there's so many what ifs with that. I feel like you could fill it in
Right.
with even just a movie about it.
Yeah.
Like,
you could do a movie. You could do
a series.
You could do a series. Like,
even if they're like
you-
hour episodes.
yeah. I don't know that you could do multiple seasons of that.
Like, yeah. You could, but I feel like if we can make a series about like the new Pixar short, all the new Pixar
Right.
shorts, but they have nobody talking in any of them.
Yeah.
We can create shorts like that. I feel like we should be able to create a Marvel series that feels like we're getting more information, like what happened then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a possibility.
But I feel like it'd be so much harder
Yeah.
now that we don't have Stan Lee.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless it was in the comics, which I don't know. Probably not, but I don't know. I've never actually read the comics. So.
I think it's a good idea. Mm-hmm. I think it would come off really heavy and kind of dark and sad.
Yeah, but maybe it was uplifting. Like seeing
Yeah.
them seeing everybody else on Earth uplift from the rebel. Like,
Yeah, picking themselves up.
not
dusting off.
knowing that they were going to come back.
Right.
I mean, just think. Could you imagine having, like, randomly half of your friends, half of your family, even everybody in your family possibly,
Yeah.
just vanishing off the face of the earth?
Yeah, no, it'd be weird. It'd be crazy freaky.
And the thing is, there's so many what ifs, like I said.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many, like, well, how did they do this? Like, that doesn't add up. Like, there must have been something.
Right.
So
Okay. So that would be kind of heavy. So I wanted to go to one on the other end of that. Okay. This is my series of shorts. And I want to be with Goofy.
of course.
Yeah, of course. I didn't say Baymax. Baymax already is getting his own movie. Or his own series.
What?
You didn't know that?
No, they've been leaving me out on all this Disney news. Like, I didn't know the Magical Express was ending till, like...
You knew the day I found out. We were talking about it.
Well, I saw it somewhere, and I was like, that's probably not true. Like, it's
Yeah.
probably not true. It's probably fake. And then, like, a day later, they're like, no, the Magical Express is actually ending. And I'm pretty sure I cried.
So, Goofy. There's all these old classic Goofy cartoons
Yeah.
where you like see him like watching the big game on the TV and
Oh,
like huge
yeah,
TV.
like the, they even made a remake, but it was only one short.
So I want a series of shorts that are almost a nod to some of those. I
Yeah.
want Max in some of them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get Max back involved.
Yeah.
The only problem is I don't like the new Goofy.
Yeah, I'd
the
say,
new
would it be the new
Goofy
Goofy? He looks like a zombie to me.
He looks kind of odd. So
Well, I mean, it's Goofy. He's supposed to look a little odd.
So I'm like, okay, how can you do this? So it's going to be depending on the time frame of like what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay? So if it's going to be, you're going to do a Goofy short from back in the 50s.
Yeah.
It's going to look like 50s era Goofy. Okay?
Kind of
If
like
it's
WandaVision, where it's
kind
going to
of
be different.
Yeah. Or 80s era Goofy. Or if you're doing one that's modern today, then it's going to look like the crazy zombie Goofy.
Yeah.
So, but you got all these different fun things that he can be out doing,
Yeah.
fishing, whatever kind of goofiness
I mean, like,
silliness
and you
he's
can
getting
also
into.
have all the other members of the Fab Five.
Somewhat, yeah. I think they can make an appearance, but I really think it needs to be focused on Goofy. And maybe
those are
Max.
his best friends.
They are.
So like, they'd probably be hanging out a lot. They'd probably make a lot of mistakes and mischief or get into trouble.
I don't want Mickey coming, because Mickey and Minnie basically already got their own.
Yeah.
Right.
Which everybody else is in it too, but...
And I don't think you could really do it with Donald, because Donald's just angry all the time.
Well, it's Donald. He has to express his emotions.
Right.
He's only calm when he has Daisy.
Yep. I think Goofy is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Only thing with it, Clarabelle cannot be there. No Clarabelle.
Okay, you can tell the story again.
I don't like Clarabelle.
When they were the grand marshals of the parade, Clarabelle was behind them.
I didn't like Clarabelle before that.
But I think this set you like.
Yeah,
I really don't like Clarabelle.
I don't like Clarabelle.
But basically, she was moving the whole time while they were doing the parade.
Yes, it was. We're on the little fire truck or whatever they had us on.
Trolley.
Was it? No, wasn't
No,
the
because
trolley.
I have one that's all red.
And I know the trolley is, but this was smaller than the trolley.
Okay.
And the only character that was on there was Clarabelle.
Mm-hmm.
Only one. Could have gave us somebody else, but no, you gave us Clarabelle. No Clarabelle in my Goofy shorts.
I feel like a lot of people think they're like husband and wife, but I don't see that.
No, I think Clarabelle's got a thing for him, but Goofy's not going for it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a dog, you're a cow. That's just weird.
Yeah, and I feel like Max is enough for him.
Yeah. Yep. He still loves Max's mama.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, that's our ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think those are some pretty good ideas. If any of you have any ideas, feel free to hit us up. If you're following us on Twitter or Instagram, you can follow us at Salute to the Ears. Feel free to hit us up with any of your ideas or comments or anything you'd like to share. You can also listen to this podcast at Spotify, Simplecast, Google,
Amazon, Audible, but
yeah. And did I say Simplecast?
yeah.
Okay, well, so there are those, and with that, make sure you go out and find your joy.
And have a magical week.